Previously on Junk Drawer Mom.
It's really a new level of vulnerability that you have to lean into. A part of what makes any relationship healthy is vulnerability.
That season of, loneliness is very common. So if you are going through that, know that you are not alone. And know that it's okay to talk to your partner about this. Conflict is healthy.
Yeah.
It can be healthy. Yeah. Which actually would lead us into the next topic, which is the struggle season.
Yeah, it's real.
Yes, the struggle is real for sure. So struggle number one for us was communication. Now this is a big one.
It can still. What am I trying to say?
Still tend to be.
That is a tongue twister right there, boy. It can still tend to be, an obstacle.
Yeah.
So,
but not nearly as much as as it was before.
Right.
But I know that I'll speak for myself. When I felt some type of way, I had just how I am with my character. I was the type of person that just held everything in, and clearly something is bothering me. He knows something is wrong, and I'm just not I just shut down.
And she was a pathological liar. Because I say, hey, is everything okay? Is anything wrong? Oh yeah, everything's fine. You're lying. Please, ladies, stop doing that. Dang, bruh.
So that was me, and I would just let it build up until all of a sudden I just can't take it anymore. And then I just implode and just have this emotional breakdown. And then he's mad because it's I was asking you.
Oh yeah, I would be like, there's no sympathy, all that crying. I don't care about the crying now. And it would always be conveniently at night, right when I'm about to go to sleep. That's when
because
they
say you're not supposed to go to bed.
Nah,
with each
bro.
other.
We had all day to talk about this, and now it's your boy is tired. My emotional bandwidth has greatly shrunk, and I really don't be caring like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, look, you on your own with these emotions and feelings you got going on. No, that wasn't the right. But that was a big obstacle for us. For real. I think I had to learn that her style of communication there's nothing wrong with it. My style of communication is, especially people who are close to me, hey, if it's a problem, let's address it. Let's talk about it right now. Let's work through it. Whereas Shayla, she needs to process her emotions. She needs to process her thoughts and her words. Mm-hmm. She doesn't speak before she thinks like me, right? So I'm thinking and speaking simultaneously. That's how I process. So I think me learning to be patient with her was huge. Mm-hmm. But I think also her taking the courageous steps to just even admitting something is wrong, and we can come back to it at a different point in time was huge too.
Especially coming from the Christian background, and you look at all these couples who are seemingly happy, and you the ideal Christian relationship is you guys never fight. You're always whatever. And so as a newlywed and not knowing any better, I think, well, if something is wrong, I can't admit something is wrong, because that means that our relationship is bad, and I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to have a bad relationship. So it's just admitting to yourself okay, this really bothers me, and figuring out why, and being able to express that, and like you said, just being courageous enough to express my thoughts and my concerns, because it's not doing him any good. He can't be a better husband to me if he doesn't know that this hurts me, or that this makes me feel some type of way.
And that's a big issue for husbands. We don't want things to be broken. So if something is broken, we feel whether it's right or wrong, we can tend to feel it's an indictment on our character, or our ability or lack thereof ability to lead, to provide. Because we not only provide, with monetary things, we put food on the table, we got to provide in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? We got to put it down. king in the crown. But, you know, we provide emotionally. So I think that if she's lacking, then I'm just kind of like, hey, man, something wrong with me? Did I fail? Did I mess up? So it can tend that breakdown of communication, whether it's the male, because some men are the same way. They will recluse, go into themselves. I don't play video games, but some guys will just go to the video games, or some guys will just go to the television. Whatever it is that they do, they'll just want to escape. But regardless of who has what style, there needs to be an agreement that you will have a courageous conversation.
Yeah. And we like to call it fighting fair.
Yeah.
You know, he said it before, but like, nobody wants to come home and be fighting with your spouse. No. Like, that's just, you know, you go out, you fight with whoever.
I'll fight you. Cuz what? I will square up on you, you know, but I'm not trying to fight my wife, man. Please.
Yeah. So, you know, we've had to learn how to, like, and I'll say we've only had, in our entire marriage, we've only had one fight. We've disagreed.
Tell them how it went.
We've argued.
Tell them how that fight went, though.
We only have had one fight. I'll tell you how it went.
Yeah.
He ended the fight because it was actually, I think it was over the whole communication thing. It had to have been, because that's like the only thing. Yeah. I was tripping. So I'll never forget, because I'm sitting on the bed, I'm crying, and he's, you know, we got to raising our voices or whatever, and he's like, it don't matter anyway, because I'm still gonna love you. And I was just like, why you had to go there, man? So really
ended that early. Well, it doesn't matter what's going on right now. The bottom line is, you are my wife and I love you, and this is how we're gonna rock out. And I really feel like there's been moments in our marriage where you have been the courageous one, and I needed her courage to kind of take the next step to do what it was necessary for our marriage to be healthy. But then I think there were times where I had to be the courageous one and do whatever was necessary for our marriage to be healthy. But I think regardless, you're one. You're fighting for the same thing. You're one team. We tell this to our children all the time. We're one team. We're one family unit. It's not, you know, his fault or her fault. It's our fault. So I think that in order for us to get better, we have to adopt that mentality and say, you know what? Let me be courageous for you, and there will be seasons where you will be courageous for me. Right. But that courageous communication is, man, it's important. Yeah. It's important.
And I mean, that communication is what saved our marriage, because we both got caught slipping.
Yeah. Before we let's get to that. But because I think people may be saying, well, how did you get to the point where you learned to communicate better? I think one practical thing was, and this probably was the most important for me, it was prayer. Like, I had to learn to pray for my wife. I had to learn to think about her. Praying for her put her on my mind. And it made me learn to be grateful for the things that I should be grateful for. It led me to celebrate. It led me to celebrate her, to just celebrate what she does. I even put a reminder in my phone. I still have it to this day. I've had it for years. But a reminder comes to my phone every morning, and it says, speak life to Shayla, right? That in and of itself just puts her on my mind to say, you know what? I'm grateful for her. She really is a helpmeet. I need help. I need the help that she is. My life needs that. Mm-hmm. And I think too, we read a book called Love and Respect. Yeah. And that book is solid. I'm not a really big marriage book dude, y'all, because I think a lot of the marriage books are I'm just like, come on, man. First of all, y'all just being real lame right now. I need somebody to be real with me. But that book was solid, Love and Respect. And it learned the different ways that men and women communicate. And so I would say prayer, that book, and actually taking the courageous steps, you know, to have the conversations is what led to healthier and better communication in our marriage.
Next time on Junk Drawer Mom.
During that season where there was that communication breakdown, my heart started to become a little bit distant. I think there was a lot of factors that played into this, with my heart becoming a little bit distant towards her.
I'm still frustrated with him. he's frustrated with me, and this guy is still sitting over here. We work together, you know, whatever. And so like you entertain that.